Hi guys, what's up and welcome to another of these Raspberry Pi Pico videos. So now I'm coming up with a lot of these videos lately. Okay, so I've got a code here and this is a bit different. It might look like the while loop from the last video, but there are different changes as you can see. So now first one is, what is this def in the start? So now def LED defines a function, which means that if I call this anywhere, the code underneath this will work. So each time I don't have to run this to make this code work. All I have to do is call this, like I've done here. Call this as in call this name, and it will print it here. So how many ever times I want to run this code, instead of putting a for loop, I can just call this and it will work. And the thing is, I can call this anywhere in the code, which means if I want this to happen before some code or after some code, I don't have to print this again and again. All I have to do is call this whenever I want. Now that is a function, and each time I call this, the code underneath this will work, will run. So now I've got this for loop here. So each time this is going to print, which means LED1 and LED2. LED1 and LED2 will print, will turn on 5 times because the blink is less than 5. Each time I call it, and then become print test I plus 1. I is this. But why am I calling it I plus 1? What does the plus 1 mean? Which means here I have actually started this with 3. But the index is, it won't start with 0, 1, 2. It will start with 1, 2, 3. So that is why I've put 1, I plus 1, which means it starts from 0, it will start with 1. It starts with 2. The code here is, it will start from 0, but I print 1. Then it will become 1. I'm printing 2. And when it's 2, it will print 3. And so that is why I've done here, and you can already see the output: test 0, test 1, test 2. But this is when there was no I plus 1. Now if I run this, look at the output before my Raspberry Pi Pico. Now if I run this, test 1, test 2, test 3. See, because I'm putting I plus 1, it starts from 1. And now coming to the Raspberry Pi Pico, now you can see, so what this is supposed to do, what the code is supposed to do is, both of these should blink consecutively 5 times for 3 times. You understand? So what the thing is, after this, both of those turn on 5 times, the output should be test 1, 5 times, test 2, 5 times, test 3, test 3. So now if I run this, let's see if that happens. Alright? If I run this, you can see here, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, test 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, test 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, test 3. You get the code here. But now since I want to make this more visually easy to see this, I'm just going to put each time after this happens, I'll put utime dot sleep. So if I do this, I just copy and paste. I'll wait for like 3 seconds. Okay. So now each time this happens, test 1, it will wait for 3 seconds and then it start. Let's see. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Now it start. Now it is much more easier for you to see. Test 2. Test 3. Alright. So this is my code, and this is the first code I made with the function. I hope you understood the code, and I hope you love my Raspberry Pi Pico, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you and bye.